AFC South battle. Chris Johnson making his season debut without much training camp time. Maurice Jones-Drew without much preseason time. First quarter, right up the middle.
Yeah.
Dare I say untouched?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Yes, you may. Offensive line doing a good job. They did that without Evan Britton, I believe, was out today.
And they did it against the Titans defense that was playing 9-man fronts.
Hey, Jacksonville defense was excellent against Chris Johnson. He was hardly a factor. Matt Hasselbeck sacked by Drew Coleman.
Jacksonville defense that's struggling in a lot of areas.
This is a shame on you, one of the shame on you games, if you ask me.
Luke McCown getting the start after David Garrard was released. Mercedes Lewis, new contract and all, 20-yard game.
On who?
Just
me for picking the Titans.
Lots of people questioning the Jaguars receivers. Jason Hill, the top wideout, along with Mike Thomas, 18-yard gain to the Titans, 34. A couple of plays later, it's 2nd down 9. Go back to your tight end.
Best player.
He's a good one.
Well, other than MJD.
Yeah. Hard-fought 8-yard gain. 4 plays later, Jacksonville's offense facing 3rd down and 7, and McCown sacked by Jason McCourty, 7-yard loss. McCown fumbles, but the Jaguars recover. Josh Scobie added a 48-yard field goal, and it's 10-0 Jacksonville. Third quarter now, 13-0. Matt Hasselbeck.
This is a little junk play here.
Finds Kenny Britt. Nice job of creating something, and the rest is the speed of Kenny Britt.
Unbelievable. But again, the offense of the Titans was hideous today.
Well, CJ, 9 carries, 24 yards. 9 carries.
24
Somebody got blocked,
yards.
2 Tennessee possessions later, Hasselbeck coming right back to Kenny Britt, more of a conventional hookup.
That's like $1.5 million per yard, isn't it?
Something like that. Could be.
That's a 1st and 10 of the Jacksonville 43. Later in that drive, Hasselbeck to Britt again.
Kenny Britt can flat play.
If we
Keep
could just keep
himself
him
on
on
the
the
straight
field.
and narrow,
If
he
we
can
could just
flat
keep
play.
him on the field.
Yes.
He can keep both feet in there, which he does. 1 and 2. 6 points later, Titans trailing now 16-14. After a Jaguars punt, Hasselbeck to Britt again, 18-yard gain.
Yeah, Kenny Britt, good player. 5 catches, 136, and 2 scores.
23 seconds left. Hasselbeck looking for Britt one more time, but Dwight Lowry, recent addition to that Jaguars roster, and Jacksonville holds on to beat the Titans 16-14. The big number there, Chris Johnson, 9 rushes, 24 yards. Jaguars at the Jets.
We have to.
Rex Ryan looking to go 2-0 after that comeback win over the Cowboys last Sunday night. First quarter, Mark Sanchez, play action to Dustin Keller. What a weapon he's become.
Yeah. Hard to find somebody, whether it's a tight end or a cornerback, that fits defending him perfectly.
Speaking of having weapons, Mark Sanchez has a few also, including Santonio Holmes. Nice time there, too.
Oh, man. Good time by the offensive line. Santonio, people question whether he's going to play or not. Game.
You see flashes like this where Mark Sanchez can stick
oh,
that,
no,
that back
kid
foot.
can play.
Yeah.
A long afternoon for Luke McCown. Looked like he had time, nowhere to go. Muhammad Wilkerson, first-round pick, coming up with the sack. The play was reviewed in the booth. Is it a safety?
Right?
No.
No. It's close.
Part of the ball was outside of the goal line. Or
Safety
yes, it is a
yes,
safety.
it is. Jets leading 9-0. Now,
I
Nick
didn't have the
Mangold
right angle, I guess.
has been a staple at center since he was a first-round pick out of Ohio State. Gets tangled up with Darryl Smith, hurts his knee on the way down, as you see there.
Little Nicky.
And Nick Mangold hobbles off the field, would not return. Returning to the tough afternoon of Luke McCown. Second quarter, 1st and 10. Interception, a real theme to his day. This one picked off by Antonio Cromartie.
That's what's going to happen when you throw high into triple coverage. Look, did we not all believe that this season for the Jags is going to be a bit of a challenge? When they decided to wave goodbye to David Garrard and say hello to Luke McCown or Blaine Gabbert, there's triple coverage again.
Wow.
Picked off by Eric Smith. Luke McCown with 4 interceptions on the afternoon. Into the third quarter, 1st and 10, Mark Sanchez looking once again to Dustin Keller.
He's just such a difficult matchup for a defense. He's big enough to run over a safety and fast enough to run with a corner.
Have you exhausted all the compliments for him? Because there he is again.
Nice play.
Got good hands as well.
11 yards.
And there again, you see the flashes from Sanchez. The key is being that you want consistency.
Yeah. And that's Antonio Cromartie, second pick of the day for him.
Mommy, make it stop.
Wow, it's time.
Touchdown would be reviewed. We take another look as Cromartie running toward the goal line. The ball was outside of the pylon and ruled no touchdown. The ball will be placed on the half-yard line.
To that around the world.
Where did it land?
You know what that led to? The Jets would eventually score, leading 29-3. Luke McCown picked off by Josh Malga.
Luke should have been out of the game by
It's
now.
Blaine Gabbert time.
Put him in,
Officially.
10th overall pick. Here he comes. Fourth quarter. Blaine Gabbert, after getting the snaps from Brad Meester, second down 6.
We're making the same mistake with
You're a young quarterback.
Jags.
What are you going to do?
Interceptions. You're going to dump it down to Maurice
There
Jones-Drew?
you go. First NFL completion. Next Jaguars possession, 1st and 10. On their own 39. Blaine Gabbert, you knew this was coming. Sacked by Bart Scott.
Well, again, this was the dominant defensive effort the Jets needed after giving up 390 and 24 to the Cowboys the week before.
Ooh.
All Jets start to finish. New York now 2-0, and Jacksonville falls to 1-1.
Panthers hosting the Jaguars. These teams came into the league at the same time. Cam Newton, back-to-back 400-yard games, and for Blaine Gabbert, his first career start, back to pass, a bad start for him. Sacked in the end zone on a 3rd and 13, brought down by Greg Hardy, the rookie, and that is a safety. So Blaine Gabbert with some poor footwork, and then later on the ensuing Jaguars possession, brought down by Charles Johnson, so they would have to punt after that. And that's when the monsoon hit. Cheerleaders not taking it, but the fans were loving it. And boy, was it tough to play in these conditions with the rain pouring down. 5-3, and Carolina ahead in this one. And Gabbert is intercepted. Hard to see even the cameras. Just their visibility was shot by the rain. Blaine Gabbert just throwing one up there, intercepted by Sherrod Martin. As you can see, players sloshing around on the field. So Gabbert with a tough start to the game. Cam Newton having difficulties as well, having trouble hanging on to the ball, trying to get rid of it. He's able to dump one off to Greg Olsen for a loss of 4. The rain just affecting both teams. It was miserable, but that's why you give the ball on the ground to Maurice Jones-Drew, making guys miss, dragging players down for a 39-yard gain. So despite the low score and the rain coming down, Jaguars finding a way to move the ball, and they were doing it with Maurice Jones-Drew, setting up a 1st and 10 at the 36. So with 6 seconds left, could they make something happen? Gabbert steps up in the pocket, throws downfield, finds a wide open Mike Thomas, fighting his way into the end zone. That is the first passing touchdown of the season for the Jaguars, the first career touchdown pass for Blaine Gabbert. Mike Thomas into the end zone. Jaguars up 10-8 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Cam Newton with no rain coming. Could he get the passing game going? And he finds Steve Smith, his favorite target, a gain of 13. Sets up a 1st and 10 at the 24. Big key 3rd and 2. And they make the completion. Not only that, but Greg Olsen gets into the end zone. The offseason acquisition from the Bears, rewarding his new team with the touchdown. And Carolina goes on top after that. So they're up 14-10, and they will go for the 2-point conversion. Yes, inbounds Greg Olsen. So that puts them up by 6, 16-10 on the ensuing Jaguars drive. 38 seconds left, 1st and 10. Gabbert throwing in traffic. He hits Mercedes Lewis, but was that a catch, or did the ball hit the ground? Initially ruled as a catch on the field. They would review the play, and it would stand, as Lewis did have both hands under the ball, maintain possession. A 2nd and 1 after that catch, but this would be the last play. Could they tie things up? Another miracle? Not this time for the Jaguars. Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers get their first win of the season for Cam Newton. That would be his first career win, as the Jaguars were unable to get it done this time. The ball batted down, hits the ground. Panthers come out victorious.
Let's go to Jacksonville. New Orleans Saints at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Blaine Gabbert, last in the league.
We watched this game, and I think we all had the same thought, didn't we? That the Saints, bit lackluster.
Yes.
How'd you like to be lackluster and rack up over 500 yards off?
And that's what's up. You go out early, and it just seemed like it was going to be a 30-point game.
Yeah.
That was Darren Sproles for 19. Saints leading 7-0. Second quarter, Sproles again for 15.
Well, this is the top development for the Saints coming out of this game. They rushed for 177 total yards. And remember, that was such a key component for them when they won the Super Bowl a few years back.
Becoming a huge component, the young tight end Jimmy Graham. It's 14-0.
Outstanding game. A lot of talent, and that's how you finish.
Blaine Gabbert's got a young tight end as well. Zach Miller is his name. Number 86 right across the middle. Blaine Gabbert fits it in there nicely. It's 14-7.
Rough day for Gabbert, though. Completed just 40% of his passes on the day.
What's Zach Miller doing right? We're going to get to the end of that celebration. Breeze now going to be picked off by Darryl Smith.
Nice tackle. Way to finish it off, though.
Force him, yeah, absolutely. You don't force them out of bounds and make them earn their points.
Led to a field goal, and it was 14-10. Third quarter, still 14-10. Toss sweep, Darren Sproles. Cut back 34 yards.
Pound for pound, that will be the best free agent acquisition. And what people keep forgetting is Darren Sproles was Reggie Bush before Reggie Bush was.
He's a better version of
more
Reggie,
effective version of him.
You follow that?
Yeah, that was good. I had you.
Okay.
56 yards receiving for Sproles, 75 rushing, and of course he can give you something in the return game.
Maurice Jones-Drew also has something to offer. 41 yards up the middle, bouncing out to the right side. Fourth play of the drive. 3 plays later, it's 3rd down and 12 at the Saints' 41. Gabbert with time, picked off by Patrick Robinson.
Right? The guy he had a receiver over there. There were just a few other guys that were there too. Blackfield.
He doesn't have a ton to work with either.
Absolutely.
Led to another Saints field goal, and it was 20-10 New Orleans. Fourth quarter, Jaguars still trailing by 10, facing 3rd and 6 at their own 24. Gabbert not picked off this time, but sacked Will Smith.
Gabbert sacked 3 times on the day. Good effort from the Saints defense. Greg Williams dialing up some things that confused the young quarterback.
Drew Brees giving it back, pass tipped, picked off by DeJuan Landry.
2 picks on the day for Drew.
But again, that play there, you got to catch the ball. You touch your fingers, you know, Tom, how that works.
I know that. I just, you know what?
You got to catch the ball.
The elite quarterbacks just get a pass, don't they?
4th and 11. Gabbert incomplete to fellow rookie Cecil Shorts. Gabbert was just 16 out of 42.
Yeah, 40% completion rate if my math is correct, or at least close to that. Let's just estimate.
You are a Rain Man, so I'm taking your word for it.
Drew Brees.
Wow.
Is that Jimmy Graham again?
Yes, it is.
Jimmy Graham.
I mean, it's just, look who was chasing him initially. A linebacker.
It's a good matchup.
You split a tight end out, or you run the wheel route with a tight end, and you just cannot. You can't defend that if you're a defense.
Drew Brees throws for 351 yards, touchdown, 2 picks, but his team wins 23-10.
That's one you look back at the end of the year and go, you know what? We went to Jacksonville. We didn't play great. We came away with a 13-point win.
And you look at Jacksonville also, and I say with Gabbert, I just think they got to do more things that he's comfortable with. Put him in more situations, more spread formation. That's where he's done best. I mean, if you're going to put him in the game and work with him in his strengths.
Give him some help. And quietly, Maurice Jones-Drew has had a very, very good start to the season.
Ben Roethlisberger in his 8th season. We had rookie quarterbacks doing it in Jacksonville. Andy Dalton, the 35th overall pick. The 10th overall selection, Blaine Gabbert. First play of the game, Maurice Jones-Drew, 13 yards.
Great job by Blaine Gabbert, tossing the ball. Yeah, that was a good pitch, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, good. I just want to be positive today.
Oh, okay.
To be positive today.
Why?
Jones-Drew now with 10,000 all-purpose yards and a spin and a broken tackle and a touch.
Wow.
You call earning 6 right there, isn't it?
6 carries, 42 yards. Jaguars up 7-0. Bengals with the ball now. Plenty of time for Andy Dalton working it down the right side
That's
to A.J. Green.
3rd and 17, isn't it? 3rd and 17?
Yeah.
3rd and 17.
Good play
Converting
on
3rd and 17. There aren't many calls to make on 3rd and 17.
Give it to A.J. Green. All tied at 7. Second quarter. Looking for A.J. Green once again, but this is Dwight Lowry.
Oh,
yeah.
Floater.
Well, rookie mistake.
Yeah, young guy. You got to have the right kind of arm.
Oh,
my. Andy Dalton making the play.
Led to a Josh Scobie field goal, and the Jaguars led 10-7. A couple of Jacksonville possessions later. 1st and 10, give it back to Maurice Jones-Drew. Let him do his thing for 25 yards.
Well, this is the offense in Jacksonville.
How was he not down there?
Well, he looked down to me.
He's part of the offense. I like what I saw out of the young kid.
That's down. Now watch. He goes down because he was touched or hit by a Cincinnati defender.
Play was not reviewed.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's on them.
Well, he was.
It's
I
not
mean,
their
officials are human too. They made
Right,
mistakes.
exactly. That thing was moving so fast. You see
Led
it,
to a
call
field
it.
goal, made it 13-7. Pump fake, flush to the right. Finds your tight end, Jermaine Gresham. Bengal touchdown.
Roll right, throw left.
That's right.
Rookie quarterback. That
Don't do
usually
it. But at least it was
equates to danger.
How about this? Wow. Don't. Eesh. Mike Nugent pushing to the right, score tied at 13 at halftime. Into the fourth quarter now. Jacksonville trailing 16-13. This is second down 14. Blaine Gabbert off the play action. Stepping up and finding Jason Hill. Wow. Only guy in the picture.
Yeah.
problem is that ball should have come out about 5 seconds earlier.
Yeah, blown
did you have to
coverage.
see it that wide open before you? I mean, wow.
Yeah, that's a blown coverage.
Wow.
Where's my safety help?
Not there.
That's what the corner's saying. Where's my safety help? Corner's playing zone defense. Looked like the safety may have been playing man on somebody else.
Okay, so Jaguars leading 20-16. Cincinnati now 4th and 6. Jermaine Gresham been showing up in a lot of highlights last couple weeks.
Big, tall body.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no Jacksonville defender that's going to be able to go up and get that.
And if you think about, they have some of the best young skill in this league right now.
They do?
Bernard Scott, 2-yard touch. Cincinnati leading now 23-20. Next Jacksonville drive. 3rd down and 1 on the Jaguars 42.
There's the snap I was talking about earlier.
Yep.
It can't happen.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't necessarily a bad snap. Gabbert just wasn't looking ready for it.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to drive 30, 40 yards, kick the field goal to tie it and go into overtime. If not, score the touchdown and win. Just can't have that happen.
Oh, then
and
you gotta fall.
Yeah, then you got to recover it.
Yeah, you got to.
Jacksonville did get one final chance, facing 1st and 10 on their own 14.
This isn't going to go well.
No, Gabbert to Jason Hill. You know what's coming. All the pitches and the
What's
flips.
coming is a turnover.
Yeah.
That's really awful right there.
Looks like what Ronnie Brown was doing on the goal line last week in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's how it comes to an end. Right there.
Bengals get the little extra 7.
Yeah, double-digit victory. 30-20 in Andy Dalton and his Bengals.
My guess has
Improved
to
to
be
3-2.
that Cincinnati defense still ranked number 1 in yards allowed. Wouldn't you think after playing Jacksonville?
In Pittsburgh, the Steelers playing host to the Jaguars. Ben Roethlisberger looks to build off his 5-touchdown performance last week. Rashard Mendenhall looks to have an impact coming back from a hamstring. And this is Mendenhall turning the corner, having an impact in the end zone.
23 carries, $146 for Mendenhall. Steelers on the day with 185 rushing yards. That's Steeler football.
8th play of the drive, play action. And here's your requisite Mike Wallace behind the defense highlight of the day.
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
There were a couple other opportunities as well. Ben was not necessarily sharp as he was the week before. And the Steelers really weren't sharp. But Mendenhall did a good job of running. And don't want to say he was in the doghouse, but certainly people were questioning where was that Rashard Mendenhall that we saw last year.
He's been a little banged up, but today they ran the football exceptionally well.
68-yard run led to a field goal, and Pittsburgh led 17-3 at halftime. Little different in the second half. Third quarter here, Nick Harris punts the ball out of bounds, but you can see we're going to have
He was
flag.
assaulted, yeah. That's a felony in many NFL cities.
But
15 yards.
Not the state of Texas.
No.
Automatic first, that's Ryan Mundy running into the punter.
That right there is not in Texas? Will you get away with that in Texas?
Absolutely. And more.
7 plays later, 14th play of the drive. Blaine Gabbert keeps it himself. He can do this a little bit. 5-yard gain.
And I'd love to see them put him in more shotgun. Get him just, okay, this is who we're going to play. Come to his game.
Spread it out some.
Yeah.
5 plays later, Gabbert to Jason Hill, 18-yard touchdown.
At this particular time, what I'm thinking is this can't happen. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers at home playing against a team that is dead last in offense. Put them away.
Fourth quarter, Maurice Jones-Drew, no gain on 3rd and 1. Look at Troy Polamalu.
Guess who's there?
That's a great play, but on the day, the Jags ran it for $133 on 4.4 yards per carry. It's been an Achilles heel all season long, and it was the same again today.
Polamalu hurt his head on that play, did not return to the game. Next Steelers possession, 3rd and 10. Roethlisberger sacked for an 8-yard loss.
Letting the Jags hang around.
Gotta protect the football.
Next Jacksonville possession. Jaguars still in it, 1st and 10 on their own 48. Blaine Gabbert likes the fact that Mercedes Lewis is in there with him and wide open. Led to a 45-yard field goal, and Jacksonville trailed only 17-13. Next, Jaguars possession, 26 seconds left. Troy Polamalu's still on the side.
Yeah. If you're a Steelers fan, you're still wondering what team you have. Very good win last week against the Tennessee Titans. To let the Jags come to your, and I know historically the Jags have been a team that have given them all they want and then some. But this is a Jags team being led by a rookie quarterback.
18 seconds left. That rookie quarterback, Blaine Gabbert, to Mike Thomas, 18 yards. 3 seconds left now. Gabbert with the Hail Mary. Remember, the Jaguars pulled this off once last year. Not going to happen this time. Steelers hang on for a 17-13 win. Roethlisberger 12 out of 23, 200 yards, some missed opportunities, as you said, Jamie.
And again, the Steelers are just trying to find out who they are. And I'll continue to say this again. When you look at what happened in the lockout, I believe the Steelers and the physical football teams have been the most affected because those teams that stop the run real well and play physical football, because you have to practice physicality. That's how you get better. That's why the Jets are having issues that they're having defensively stopping the run. And so when I look at this Pittsburgh Steelers team, they're having trouble finding who their identity is. Offensively, it's still one of those things. 4-2, but yet and still this offense not cooking the way it should be.
Well, and defensively, as I mentioned, they are not very good at the line of scrimmage with regard to defending the run. They gave up 133 yards today on the ground on 30 carries. That's 4.4 yards per carry. Coming into the game, they were allowing 4.6 yards per carry. That's not the Pittsburgh Steelers defense that we've been accustomed to watching over the last several years.
We had a Monday night game in Jacksonville that on paper looked exceedingly one-sided. I mean, really one-sided. You had the Ravens, maybe as balanced a team as there is in the AFC, and you had the Jaguars, who had lost 5 in a row. But this game was ugly and sloppy right from the get-go. Ray Rice hit by Anthony Smith. He fumbles. Rasheed Mathis recovers on the 34-yard line.
And this is not something we're used to seeing out of Ray Rice. Very good with ball security. Ball punched out. First turnover of the game goes Jacksonville's way.
First one for Rice in 522 touches, so the Jaguars get it. What do? They fumble. Maurice Jones-Drew hit by Ed Reed. Jameel McClain recovers. Now the Ravens will challenge the ruling on the field because he's ruled down on the field.
And it was an excellent challenge by John Harbaugh and his staff because that ball was working its way free before he got to the ground.
And the Ravens win the challenge. They get the ball, don't do anything with it, which was the theme for the first half. Here's Blaine Gabbert getting thrown down by Terrell Suggs. Warren mentioned him before the game. Jack Del Rio sent out the punt unit, then called timeout, then got a 52-yard field goal to make it 3-0. Here is your Joel Flacco because he did not do much, Warren. Jeremy Mincey hits him here, Charles.
And then look at that. He ends up catching his own pass when it's batted back in his face and trying to get away. No chance.
Paul Posluszny threw it back in his face there. That's an 8-yard loss. Ravens would punt again. Next Ravens drive. Flacco incomplete for Anquan Bolden. He was 6 of 16 for 8 yards in the first half. Ravens didn't get a first down on their first 9 possessions. Third quarter, Blaine Gabbert, once Deji Kareem, Bernard Pollard blew him up and got flagged.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, this is textbook how you're taught right through the receiver, and a little bit of his helmet caught the headgear. I think that's a most unfortunate call because the intent was not to hit him in the head by any stretch.
3 plays later after the first down, Jason Hill for 8 yards. Defensive holding decline. Jaguars move the chains. Same drive, now inside the 10. Deji Kareem, Sam Bradford's high school running back, gets nothing. And then we have pushing and shoving. And we have, look at that, we have an ejection. Brendan Iambadejo.
Doesn't matter if it's an open hand or a closed fist. They determined that was a punch. Iambadejo, gone for the night.
What does the open hand say to the helmet? You're
Bye.
ejected. Yes, you're ejected. Mercedes Lewis could not hang on. So Josh Scobie, that was third down, kicks a field goal 9-0. Ravens now, their next drive. Ray Rice, 12 yards and a first down. Look at the clock, guys. That's their first down of the game. 7 plays later, Dwight Lowry gets into the backfield. 7-yard loss. Billy Cundiff misses from 52. It's still 9-0 heading into the fourth quarter. Joe Flacco in his end zone. Did he step out of the end zone? They're going to call pass interference on Dwight Lowry. But Jack Del Rio thinks Flacco stepped out of the back of the end zone. Did he go Dan Orlovsky here?
No, he did not. And frankly, on the replay, it's not very close. It appeared to on the first look. Wasn't close. They blew the challenge.
They blew the challenge. They lose a timeout there. Ravens would punt. Jaguars ensuing drive. Jones-Drew stuffed by Ray Lewis. So Jaguars punt. Now Ravens finally get something going. Ed Dixon, the tight end, for 4. There's a first down. Now look at the clock. We're at 2:12. Oh, Torrey Smith with the catch. He held on. Now, is he out of bounds? Del Rio can't challenge, remember, because he's out of challenges. So keep that in mind. Next play, touchdown. Anquan Bolden. So 9-0 is now 9-7. Look at the clock, though. 2:02. What do you do, Charles?
With my defense and 2 timeouts, I would think about kicking it deep. I know the issue is using that 2-minute timeout. If you kick it deep, they run it out. The 2-minute timeout gets blown for you. But with that defense, I have to kick it deep and take my chances.
Harbaugh went onside. Ball didn't go 10, so Jacksonville gets the ball. MJD for 1 there on 3rd down. Scobie gets a 51-yard field goal to make it 12-7. And then Drew Coleman ends it. Jaguars win it. What do you know? They shock the Ravens on Monday Night Football. 12-7 is the final score. Blaine Gabbert completes only 9 passes, but he is a winner.
I'll be some Sam Bradford as well, but I'll explain later.
Okay, yeah.
Texans, Jaguars, Andre Johnson on the sideline. Opening Texans drive, moving the ball without him. Matt Schaub, Kevin Walter, 25 yards. Making it look easy down to the 19.
Well,
Jags defense, you got to give them credit, man. They come to work every week, bring their heart in. Unfortunately, offensively, they have issues. Schaub right there showing you still got some legs, too.
You're right. They held the Steelers to 17 points 3 weeks ago. They completely shut down the Baltimore Ravens last Monday night, and this is a step up in class, and they answered the bell for a good portion of the game.
Blaine Gabbert, huge hit from Brian Cushing.
Oh, that's like an elbow to the spleen.
For the ribs, at least. Left the game with a rib injury.
That's why you have to wear the flak jacket.
The Kevlar one?
I wear one up here on the set with you 2 cheap shot artists.
Well, thank you.
Gabbert did come back and play. Second quarter, 2nd and 7. Schaub sacked by Clint Session. And you thought here, Tom, this was a...
that right there,
like
that one was forward.
Porkchop did a good job, or whatever.
I tell you what.
Shank. Pork shank. Shank chop.
I think it's actually pot roast.
Pot roast.
Yeah. It was something like
I was going to say meatloaf, but that was different.
I like the hook shot from Matt Roth, though.
That was fantastic. I can't believe Matt Schaub, I was watching that, couldn't feel or didn't know that he was about to get hit.
Not a lot of highlights for Blaine Gabbert today, but off the play action, does fire a strike to Jason Hill, 5-yard score. Game tied at 7.
Yeah, it's not a great Jacksonville offense, but the Texans held them to 174 total yards. In fact,
anything that you're seeing excites you about Blaine yet?
Kind of waiting for it.
Okay.
Kind of waiting for it. 3rd and 3, Schaub to Kevin Walters, 16 yards down to the 21.
He doesn't have a ton to work with either.
No, he doesn't. That's why I'm very impressed with what the Texans are doing.
Schaub to Joel Dreesen.
Oh, that was almost one of those, you got to be kidding me, Schaub.
2 Sundays in a row, right, for Joel Dreesen?
Yes.
I believe so. You can't stop Dreesen. You just can't do it.
Houston leading 14-7. Into the 4th quarter, same score. Gabbert, Jason Allen with the pick.
Yeah,
Is that supposed to be back shoulder?
Well, back shoulder of your receiver, not the back shoulder of the cornerback. We talked about that in the past. Yeah.
5 plays later, Arian Foster around the right side. Cuts it up and in. Texans leading now 21-7.
He's so tall and angular that you don't think he's getting anywhere. But that long stride gets him to the edge very quick.
Ben Tate up the middle, 14 yards, but at the end stripped by DeJuan Landry, recovered by Dwight Lowry.
And again, I had an opportunity to activate Ben Tate on my fantasy team, chose not to. So that shows I
he
made
had
a good decision.
42 yards rushing today. Texas ran it for 156.
This play was challenged, but the replay clearly shows the ball was out before Tate's knee touched. Jaguars take over on the Texans' 26-yard line. 7 plays later, 1st and goal from the 2. Maurice Jones-Drew.
Powerful young man.
Brings his lunch to work every single week.
He put the ball on the ground at least once today again after struggling to hang on to it Monday night.
Well, he wants to share.
Look at
his
him
load.
again. Look at Arian Foster, again, for a tall, angular back, gets the edge quicker than it looks like he's getting there. Does that make any sense?
To a Neil Rackers, yes, I got it. 39-yard field goal, and the Texans go on to win by 10.
Keep an eye on the Texans. I'm starting to like this team a lot. You know why? Because they're playing defense.
And I like how they're fighting. And we talk about acquisitions here. Wade Phillips, amazing how much of a difference he has made with this defense. They got this thing cooking on all cylinders, and they're doing that without the best player.
Some bad quarterback play going against each other in Indianapolis. Jaguars have combined for the worst passer rating amongst quarterbacks in the NFL. And with Peyton Manning out, Curtis Painter, he has not thrown a touchdown pass in 3 straight games, and then the struggles begin early for him. 3rd and 11, and he is picked off by Drew Coleman, his 6th INT of the season. But 2 plays later, it would be Blaine Gabbert returning the favor on a 2nd and 12, intercepted by Gerard Powers. He just straight up underthrew his man on that play, his 5th pick of the year for Blaine Gabbert. 2 drives later for the Jags with the game scoreless. The handoff goes to Maurice Jones-Drew. He picks up 9 on the play. And on that rush, Maurice Jones-Drew went over 6,000 career rushing yards. 2nd player in franchise history to top that milestone, Fred Taylor being the other. It would lead to a field goal. They go up 3-0. Then Painter is able to find Jacob Tamme as he escapes the pressure. That's a gain of 29. It would lead to a field goal, so the game is tied at 3. But Painter would struggle pretty much the rest of the way. Out of the shotgun, he is brought down in the backfield. Paul Posluszny and John Chick, and then he fumbles the handoff to Donald Brown as there are guys in the backfield on the play. And then when he wasn't fumbling exchanges, he was getting sacked again, having the ball ripped away from him. Then Curtis Painter throws incomplete for Reggie Wayne. He only had 45 passing yards in the first half. Peyton Manning trying to talk to him. On to the 3rd, still tied at 3. Can Gabbert get something done? Yes, he can. To Jarrett Dillard, the 3rd-year player from Rice, gets his first career touchdown. Jaguars go up 10-3, and they would not look back. Up 10-3. Painter, his pass intercepted by Paul Posluszny. What a diving grab by him. He was tagged up as he was down by Donald Brown, but a nice interception, and that would be the last we would see of Curtis Painter. Dan Orlovsky would come in for him. But would there be a different result? 3rd and 3, hit as he threw, and he was intercepted by Tyson Alualu. His 9th career interception for Orlovsky, so not much of a different result for Indianapolis. Then Jacksonville gives it to Maurice Jones-Drew. He ices the game with a rushing touchdown, his 3rd 100-yard game of the season, and the Jaguars get the win. Browns hosting the Jaguars. Peyton Hillis inactive for the 5th straight game. Maurice Jones-Drew, Jacksonville's running back, 4th in the league in rushing yards. Game scoreless in the 2nd. 14th play of the drive for Jacksonville, the completion to Mercedes Lewis for 9 yards. That was the 4th third down conversion of the drive for the Jags. And then to finish it off, Maurice Jones-Drew goes in on a 2nd and 1 at the 6. And then he does the powder toss because he is in Cleveland. An 18-play, 92-yard drive. Jaguars lead at 7-0, but then 2 Cleveland possessions later, Jordan Norwood breaks it up the middle. A gain of 51 sets up a 1st and goal at the 7 for Cleveland. 2 plays later, Colt McCoy looking end zone. Pass intended for Chris Ogbonnaya. It goes incomplete, but there is a flag. Pass interference called on Dewan Landry. Jack Del Rio challenged the call because he thinks the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, which would allow contact after that. It looks like there was contact. The ball was tipped, but not enough to overturn the call. And instead, 2 plays later, Chris Ogbonnaya runs into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Browns tie it up at 7. On to the 3rd, same score, Browns. First drive of the 2nd half, Colt McCoy on the 3rd and 5, looks end zone, he is picked off. Pass intended for Benjamin Watson. Dewan Landry is there, and he will return it 28 yards. Cleveland loses a chance to put points on the board, sets up a 1st and 10 at the 31 for Jacksonville. On to the 4th, next Browns possession. This is the 12th play of the drive. Colt McCoy rolling to his right, looking end zone, and he finds Josh Cribbs. Fancy footwork. gets both feet down, the 4th receiving touchdown of the season for Cribbs. Barely getting in there before going out of bounds, and the Browns are up 14-7. Ensuing drive for Jacksonville, a wide open Jason Hill in the end zone, and Blaine Gabbert missed him. So they would have to settle for a field goal, and they give the ball back to Cleveland. And the Browns hand it off to Chris Ogbonnaya. He's got some space in front of him. He will rumble for 40 yards before stepping out of bounds. Looked like he came up lame, but he did finish with over 100 yards, his first career 100-yard game. So down by 4, the Jaguars need a touchdown in order to win it. And they get a nice pass interference call on a 3rd down play. So later, they have a 3rd and goal, 3 seconds left. This is the game. Gabbert, pump fakes, end zone, incomplete for Mike Thomas. And that is how the game ended. The Browns break their losing streak and get the win.
The Houston Texans playing with Matt Leinart, making his first start since 2009. Andre Johnson back after missing 6 games with a hamstring injury. Don't see this very often. The reliable Arian Foster puts it on the ground. All name team here. Ashton Yabuti.
Yeah, he runs into his own guy.
Yabuti.
Hey, we care what you say.
38 yards.
Got kids watching.
The Jags on top 7-0, but the Foster redeems himself here.
Yeah, this guy's going to pop through there with the zone read right here. Give it to him and let him go. Look at the blocks downfield.
But he's a runner, man.
43 yards.
Great vision.
Led to a 1-yard Foster TD run. Game tied at 7. Texans didn't get much offense on the day. All right, 3rd and 5 here for the rookie Blaine Gabbert and the Jags to Maurice Jones-Drew. 31 yards. Jones-Drew will finish with 67 receiving yards, 99 yards on the ground. 2nd and goal here. Jags in great position. Mercedes Lewis got the big contract.
Oh, we got a play catch right there. Bad week for UCLA.
Had 10 touchdowns last season, 0 so far this year. Yeah, who's throwing to him? Blaine Gabbert put it right on the money right there.
Right on it.
All right, Matt Leinart. Nice touchdown pass here to Dreesen.
Real nice touchdown pass here for Matt Leinart. Let's take another look at it. Fran, we've got Matt Leinart, left-handed quarterback. Now the play is fake 96. Quarterback, keep pass left. We're going to fake the ball to Arian Foster because that's what they do best. All the linebackers and DBs are going to flow. Watch Andre Johnson clear out the corner and the safety. Owen Daniels will pull the flat defender. Joel Dreesen runs the over route in the vacated area. Now, he didn't fool Jeremy Mincey, but you know what? Matt Leinart's going to say, I'll pull up and I'm going to shoot this to my over route anyway. He throws a strike, and Joel Dreesen breaks a tackle for the touchdown, 20-yard touchdown. Well done, Matt Leinart.
I love it when you coach.
Texans on top 14-10. That was a good. Here's the bad. Jeremy Mincey just wraps Leinart up and lands on him, and he can't break the fall.
Yeah,
His arm was caught.
arm.
He got wrapped up and then hit the shoulder.
And all that weight comes down on it.
So Schaub's already out. How about T.J. Yates warming up? And he had Andre Johnson back as well, which helped.
Yeah, throw it to that guy.
14-yard reception there. Johnson had just 2 catches. But the real stars of the Houston Texans, Michael, this defense and the pass rush, Connor Barwin, 1 of 4 sacks today.
Yeah, you're talking about Murray Williams not being there. Let's give the guys credit on that defense, but let's also give Wade Phillips a whole bunch of credit for what he's done and what he's brought to that defense.
Number 1 ranked defense.
Number 1.
Turning them loose. J.J. Watt, Brooks Reed all getting in the middle of it there. Gabbert, bench for Luke McCown. Remember, Gabbert came in for McCown earlier this season. It's Mercedes Lewis, 1:35 left in the game. Jags, for whatever reason, decide not to call a timeout. They had 1 remaining here, and McCown.
Great play, defense.
They hustled up, but it was incomplete. Looking for Mike Thomas.
Great play, McCain.
All right, here are the Texans on the injury.
In Jacksonville, 1 week after Wayne Weaver decided to sell the team and fire the coach, and Mel Tucker now takes over on an interim basis for Jack Del Rio facing Norv Turner and the Chargers. They have lost 6 straight, but they got it going early. Mike Tolbert, 13-yard touchdown. Oh, big man dance contest. Show me.
Work the hips. Work the hips.
It caps off an 11-play, 70-yard drive, and the Chargers take the lead 7-0. But Maurice Jones-Drew can also find the end zone in his celebration. Homage to the Rich Eisen podcast. 12 plays, 74 yards. It's a 10-7 game. Chargers get it back. What do they do? Oh, they don't get a first down.
Good defense. Mel Tucker, good defense right there. He's fired up, too.
Randy McMichael.
Look at him. Fist pump.
Short of the first down.
Fist pump.
Got to punt that ball. And then the Jaguars hit Maurice Jones-Drew on the little shovel pass. 58 yards. Check that, 48 yards. Down inside the 10-yard line. Eric Weddle tracked him down. Take me through this.
When you can't throw the ball downfield, a good play like this, get the defender upfield, get your running back, your best player on the team, give him the ball in space. Receivers are taking everybody downfield. You got nothing but green grass, man.
And look how deep Eric Weddle is standing back there on the 30-yard line.
Got Weddle on the island.
He did. Jones-Drew.
He made the tackle. He made a good play.
Eventually gets tracked down inside the 10. And it leads to a touchdown. That's Cecil Shorts there with the touchdown. Who? Cecil Shorts.
We got a game.
We do.
We got a game right here. It's close. I thought it was going to be a dogfight.
And this is despite the pass interference from Quentin Jammer. The rookie gets his touchdown. All right, but the Chargers have a drive left in them before the end of the half. Phillip Rivers to Antonio Gates for 23 yards, pushed out of bounds on the 22, and then 2 plays later, the rookie. We saw him on Thursday Night Football at NFL Network. Vincent Brown, 22-yard touchdown, and the Chargers take the lead 17-14. Phillip is smiling, but Norm is still not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. He's not safe.
The Jaguars have some time before the half, about a minute remaining for Gabbert, except he's going to get picked off. Eric Weddle with the INT, tipped by Antoine Cason, so the Chargers get another shot at it. What do they do?
Big play Jackson. That's their guy.
Vincent Jackson, 35-yard touchdown. He bobbled it, he caught it, it's a clean touchdown. It's a 24-14 game at the half. Opening drive, third quarter for the Chargers.
Why not? Have another.
Why not? Because it was there. Malcolm Floyd, 52-yard touchdown. Jacksonville banged up in the secondary, and it showed. It's a 31-14 game. Ashton Yabuti needs a hug. Next drive for the Jaguars. Blaine Gabbert. He gets tricky. Guy Whimper is a tackle. Was Eric Weddle whimpering on this? What is Eric Weddle doing here?
Because he's trying to tackle a tackle and not a receiver.
Having a laugh. He is. Fourth quarter now. The knockout punch, as if it had not already yet been declared over. Ryan Matthews, 31-yard touchdown. And the final score is 38-14. So finally, San Diego breaks the 6-game losing streak. Chargers over the Jaguars, 38-14.
Buccaneers looking to break a 6-game losing streak. Blaine Gabbert, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on the year. Josh Freeman back after missing last week's game with a shoulder injury. And they've got a 4th and 1 in the first quarter, and Freeman will throw on the rollout, and he hits Kellen Winslow for a gain of 28. That sets up a 1st and goal at the 8, and then 2 plays later, they give it to LeGarrette Blount. He's able to squeeze his way into the end zone for the touchdown. First touchdown on the opening drive of the season for the Buccaneers. 7-0, they have the lead in Jacksonville. And then Blaine Gabbert scrambling to his right after being under pressure. He throws, he is picked off by Rondé Barber, who returns it. And Barber is tackled from behind to gain picks up 12 on the return, sets up a 1st and 10 at the 48 for Tampa Bay. Second quarter, ensuing Bucs possession. 6th play of the drive, a 3rd and 7. Josh Freeman, he's under pressure. He's going to scramble. He's going to bring it down. He's got room in front of him. Gets into the end zone for the rushing touchdown. Josh Freeman and the Buccaneers looking good on the road, up 14-0. 2 possessions later for the Jags, and they are punting on a 4th and 3. Nick Harris punts it to Preston Parker, and Parker loses the football. It is loose on the field. Jacksonville picks it up and scores the touchdown. Preston Parker having a bad game for the Buccaneers, as that resulted in a score for Jacksonville. Their ensuing possession. Gabbert hanging on to the ball, goes downfield and wide open. Mercedes Lewis makes the grab. On his feet, finally brought down after a gain of 62. Sets up a 1st and goal at the 2. Maurice Jones-Drew would get into the end zone for a touchdown to tie the game. And then Josh Freeman, right before halftime with under 2 minutes to go before the half, loses the football. He was sacked by Darrell Smith, and Nate Collins recovers for the touchdown. Jags up 21-14, but still there is time for more damage. Josh Freeman's pass intended for Mike Williams intercepted by Ashton Yabodi. A bad pass behind his receiver sets up a 1st and 10 near midfield. 9th play of the drive, a 3rd and 4. Blaine Gabbert throws to Maurice Jones-Drew, who fights his way into the end zone right before halftime. The Jaguars get a touchdown, and Maurice Jones-Drew breaks the franchise record. That was his 71st career touchdown. Jags up 28-14. On to the 4th. That is rookie DeJuan Harris running. Harris picks up 24 yards, sets up a 1st and 10 at the 11 as the Jags have come all the way back from down 14-0, and they pile on even more. Blaine Gabbert throws to Maurice Jones-Drew, a 5-yard score. Jones-Drew in the ballgame, 2 receiving touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 4 overall for the Jags.
Let's get right to the highlights right now. As you saw, Shad Khan, the new owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, in the house. Mike Smith, if his doctor said take it easy, well, his team helped him out tonight because it was simple. Julio Jones running one through the entire secondary, the whole defense of the Jacksonville Jaguars capping off a game-opening possession for a touchdown.
Take a look at this play, Rich, because we've got a big play. Tony Gonzalez comes across, and he gets in the way of the guy who's covering Julio Jones in the slot. Away he goes across the field on a shallow cross. This is an easy play. Touchdown, 30 yards. That's how you start a football game.
And the Falcons would add on 3 more. In the second quarter, they led 10-0, and that's the last thing that Jacksonville needed was a special teams turnover inside their own red zone. Jared Dillard, one of the young green Jacksonville Jaguars, went right through the wickets. Fumble. Mel Tucker, interim head coach, watched Sean Weatherspoon give the offense of the Atlanta Falcons a ridiculously short field. It only took 1 play. Michael Turner running it in. 9th touchdown this season. Falcons up 17-0, and this essentially was a wrap from there on out. 2 Falcons possessions later, 3rd and 2 from their own 32. Roddy White, he had quite a nice game, Michael.
Yes, he did. He had a real nice game, Rich. Caught about 10 passes for 135 yards. He was all over the field, short, catching deep balls. Did a wonderful job. They worked that passing game out tonight.
And this is the way it was supposed to be drawn up. Roddy White's getting it done. Julio Jones is getting it done. Michael Turner up the gut, Marshall.
Yes, and he was effective today. What I like today, Rich, they threw the ball 26 times with Matt Ryan, but they ran it 19 times. That's the kind of balance they're going to need if they want to get into the playoffs.
Such ferocious rushing, he even forearmed his own teammate on the way to that gain, and then later on capped off Roddy White in the end zone. Sort of went right in front of Tony Gonzalez, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to have to ask him, who were you throwing that ball to? Either one of them could have had it.
I hear you. With 1 minute to go in the half, here's one of the many sacked forced fumbles tonight, 2 of them by John Abraham. He had 3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Blaine Gabbert was just on the wrong side of everything tonight.
We said that earlier in the pregame that this is not this kid's fault. He's taking a beating back there in the pocket.
As that one was a forced fumble, here comes another one. Abraham gets the ball loose. This one is a Corey Peters touchdown, 34-0.
Abraham told Mike Mayock and Brad Nessler, he said, I will have 3 sacks. He had more than that today.
3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. The Atlanta Falcons on a night that a lot of people thought maybe they could slip up. Jacksonville scored 41 last week. Instead, it's Atlanta who scores 41, and they will go off to New Orleans next week, regardless of what the Saints do against Minnesota on Sunday. Still with a chance, after 15 weeks of football, to try and repeat as NFC South champions.
That's the leading rusher through 15 weeks. Maurice Jones-Drew in Tennessee. 3-0. Matthew Hasselbeck flips it out to Jared Cook, who takes it the route.
Just when you want to give up on Hasselbeck, he balls out.
55-yard score. 1 touchdown, 5 picks in the last 5 games for Hasselbeck. I gave is the stats that back up
that's probably why
your thoughts right there.
Pocket hurt.
There you go.
24 rushes, 103 yards in a score when you know he's going to get the ball. I mean, he's special in that respect. Touchdown.
Yes,
that was not for me, by the way, for the record. Matthew to Nate Washington led to a Jamie Harper 1-yard score.
That's another guy's playing pretty good football right there.
Titans go up 17-7. 2 possessions later, that's a pick by Jeremy Mincy.
See, that's what I mean by Hasselbeck.
Led to a Josh Scobie field goal.
You see what I'm saying?
They're lucky to have him, though. Titans are up by 10.
Yeah, that's what Jacksonville said.
And Hasselbeck to Damian Williams.
Yeah.
A nice deep ball right there.
Yeah. It's an emotional roller coaster, though. You're going to have to put seatbelts in the stadium when you play.
Good job of the receiver going back to get that ball. Hassel should have thrown that ball across the field, let him run up under it, but great play anyway.
That means I'm eating him up, Coach.
That was
I'm
Damian Williams doing the eating. Led to a field goal. Blaine Gabbert's picked off by Jared Dillish. Titans win 23-17. There are a couple of playoff scenarios in which the Titans would wind up as the 6th seed. They do have to win in Houston next week, and if they win that game and get the help they need.
Peyton Manning inactive once again for the Colts, who have a chance to clinch the top pick in the draft if they lose the game. And the Jags got off to a good start early. Blaine Gabbert over the middle hits Chasten West for the touchdown, a 23-yard score, the second of the season for West. Jags go up 7-0, and then from there, it was all about Maurice Jones-Drew looking for the NFL's rushing title. He goes for 13 yards in the first quarter. Then, same drive, 6 plays later, takes the pitch around the left end, picks up the first down, takes it down to the 10-yard line. And then, onto the second and 5. He reverses field, makes a cut. Jones-Drew picks up 15. That drive would end with a field goal. Jags go up 10-3. Maurice Jones-Drew, 16 carries, 84 yards in the first half. Then, third quarter, up 10-6. The handoff goes to Jones-Drew, and he's going to reverse field. He's going to break down the left sideline. Can he outrun the man to the end zone? Finally pushed out of bounds, not before picking up 56. And with that rush, he set the single-season team record, breaking Fred Taylor's previous record. So with the team up 13-6, can Dan Orlovsky bring his team back? Not with plays like that. He is picked off by Russell Allen. Set up a 1st and 10 at the 19. Another field goal for Josh Scobie put the Jags up 16-6. And then still down by 10. Orlovsky, he is hit. He loses the football and is down. And George Selvey will recover for the Jaguars. A big-time turnover for the Jags. That sets up a 1st and 10 at the 46. Led to another field goal. And Jacksonville goes up 19-6. But Indianapolis would not die. Orlovsky finds Austin Collie, who stays on his feet, picks up 13 yards. Then 5 plays later, a 3rd and 1 under center. Orlovsky, the quick pass to Collie. He's going to punch it in for the touchdown. Collie's first of the season. And now all of a sudden, with 3 minutes to go, the Colts are only down by 6. But on a 3rd and 4, the Jags give it to Maurice Jones-Drew. He gets the first down to ice the game. And Maurice Jones-Drew finished with 169 yards on the ground. That is a season high.